Check, check, check. There we go. Let's put this here. Chat GPT. Let's close you out. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, display. Nope, 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 nope. Notes. All right, pause. That'll work. Yo, what's up, gang? Welcome. Welcome, 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 welcome. Let's see here. All right, move that up here. Oh, welcome to everybody. I think I'm actually streaming on TikTok tonight, so will not be using any profanity tonight. Mimi, what's up? So we about to get this more sophisticated. Am I moving in y'all camera? Because Instagram still has me frozen every time I come live. Am I moving? Can y'all see me? Son, you good? I am moving. Okay. I low-key think my son is trying to sneak in here to see what I'm talking about tonight. I am on time. And no technical issues tonight. I'm gonna give people time to pile in. Hey, what's up, Will? I see you on TikTok. I have to be mindful to not use profanity tonight because we just got our TikTok back. Oh, he's not in here. He can't be in here while I'm talking about these things. But, you know, these kids in YouTube, he thinks I'm a YouTuber. Train him early. Oh, man. Hey, man, he has to listen to me all the time. I got to train him to be a good kid, though, man. I'll let y'all come in. Y'all know we're going to open up with the TA tip. I just heard some thunder. I love thunderstorms. I'm going to have to find me a local boo here soon. I have on the popular Black Dads t-shirt. This is designed by Gavin, by the way, because Gavin has to have all the credit. So this is his design. But believe it or not, he did not come up with the name Black Dads Club. That actually was Pastor Mike Will. Hey, welcome, man. Welcome for everybody that done pulled in here tonight. We're going to open up with the TA tip of the night. Hey, Will, TikTok is super tight. I need to put up like no cursing on my screen somewhere, to be honest. They do not play any games. They do not. All right, TA tip of the night. What was my TA tip of the night, man? I actually had a good one. Talent acquisition tip of the night. Hold on, I got it in my notes. Let me find it real quick here. Oh, okay. Hey, two things. Applications, resumes, follow-ups, and personal information. All right. First thing first. On your resume, there should not be any personal information about you. Okay. Right? I should know what you look like. I should not know your race. I should not really know your gender. I should know your age. Right? Like, obviously, when you put things on your resume, such as your name, the year you graduated high school, take that off your resume, by the way. But when you graduated college, those type things give people a little insight into who you are. do not give people direct information on who you are, right? Outside of your name, right? Because they can always put your name in, Google your name, and figure out who you out. Whenever you get a resume, whenever you send your resume over and you put in any personal information, it is not seen as something that's going to help you. All right. I'm not going to say it's going to disqualify you because we're on the recorded line, but I can tell you that 9 times out of 10, if you put in personal information, it is not going to help you. If you put in, I am pregnant with our 4th child and we are so happy that God has blessed us to keep having all these babies, that is probably, that's not something that someone is going to look and say, hey, let's move them up to the top of the list. So remove any personal information you may have on your resume. Anything short of, like I said, when you graduated from college, you honestly even got to put that. You can put your degree in, the college you graduated from. But you want your resume to be as informative as it possibly can be, while being as bland as it can possibly be, right? So we don't want you don't need like a Linux font on your resume, but you want it to be direct. You want people to know what you do, right? You don't want them to know exactly who you are. That's the reason for the phone screen. That's the reason for the interview. Those are the places you can tell people who you are, and you still should not be giving personal information. You really, really shouldn't. So make it to where it's, crucial conflict. You want to make it to where people can be objective. Whenever I see this on a resume, being that I am a minority recruiter, I typically overlook errors, but I can't tell you that you made an error because I'm not supposed to be looking at that. So, hey, what's up, Marty? Welcome, man. Welcome. So it should be do not put personal information on your resume, okay? Make it as objective as possible, right? No one cares when you went to high school, right? You graduate from high school, take it off. If you got 20 kids, that shouldn't be on your resume. Nobody should know that. Get personal information off resume. I'm just stop it. Stop it. Do not put your picture on the resume. Just don't do it. Okay. And second thing, follow-ups. A lot of people, I was actually on Reddit earlier today in the talent acquisition, and a lot of people are upset because they're like, oh, recruiters are not following up, blah, 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 or should I send an email? I'm going to tell you, most of the time, if you apply for a job and that job is a week old, it could be 500 people that's applied for that job. All right. Most recruiters are going to start at the oldest, right? They're going to go through the top 100 candidates if you're lucky, right? And they're going to find 10 people that they can screen, get in front of the hiring manager. That means that everybody else probably would not get a fair shake, right? That's the first type of recruiter. The second type of recruiter is going to be the recruiter that keyword search. Not really something that, it's not something that's looked up upon. Let me just say, right? Keyword search recruiters, right? But that's the second type. So if there's 500, 1,000 people, they might do a keyword search that might narrow it down to like 100, 130. A good recruiter will try to go through all 130 resumes. But again, you guys got to understand that these people, that's one job, right? They might have 15. Okay. So when you do a follow-up and you have the tone of, hey, why haven't you saw my amazing resume? It's not helping you because your resume either did not have the appropriate verbiage in it for a keyword search, or it wasn't a good resume. So that's why I always tell folks, if you really want to get on with a company and you do not get a call back, it's a little bit more work. Wait till the job close. See if you can find a recruiter. Reach out to the recruiter after the job close. Because at that time, they probably have an opportunity to go through your resume and talk to you. All right. So those are my TA tips, man. That's all I got. It's wild I have a super white name when I show up. They're shocked. Marty's shorter. Yeah, that actually might throw me off a little bit. It's funny. Yeah, I got a story right there. I work for this major company, and our director of communications name was Tanya Jones. That was her name, director of communications for this major company, Tanya Jones, right? So we used to see her name, Tanya Jones, and we used to be like, oh man, that's really cool, really, really cool. We actually had like a huge company-wide function, and Tanya Jones, she was a pretty big white lady. We was like, How the heck did you end up with the name Tanya Jones? Do you recommend running a resume through Chat GPT to beat ATS? So most companies don't really have that stringent ATS. I know who's about to get sued right now. They haven't got sued yet, but everybody complaining about them, so it's a matter of time. I won't say it because it either starts with a G or it starts with a W. Some of those have those auto reject ATS systems. It's really no way to beat it. Here's the thing: you can beat any ATS if you just take the job description, to your point, run it through Chat GPT against whatever your current role is, and then combine that. That a lot of times will get you through the system, but everybody kind of know how to do that now. Again, the best recruiters, real talk, we actually go through all the resumes. Like, it's rare that we don't go. I would say probably 80% of my jobs I go through all the resumes. And I know that sounds, but again, right, I'm probably one of the best, right? That's not me just, patting myself on the back. Being a minority recruiter, I know what it's like. So, but most people, they put what they're looking for. Matter of fact, don't even just put what they're looking for. Put whatever they prefer. The preferred qualifications are going to be the ones that get you hired. Because everybody that applies are going to have what they're looking for. If you go to that preferred, copy that preferred, put that into your current job description. So, but all right, man, we done killed like 10 minutes already. Let's hop into it, man. Y'all know I don't like keeping y'all on until we get to the hundreds. When we get to the hundreds, I'll start staying on longer. Let's see here. Where we at? We the best. Yeah, man. I'm very, very good at what I do. Most of the time when I do it, I'm just lazy at times. Not even lazy. Just get distracted. Oh, where we start? Oh, you know what? Let's start here. Let's see if I can play this real quick. Now this is where, all right, hold on, cause I need to see what y'all saying. Let me move this around a little bit. Let's put this right here. Y'all bear with me, cause I want to see y'all comments on this. Let's put this right here. All right. Can we see this here? There we go. All right, let's go. Here we go.
Me too.
Okay. At your age, do you feel like dating has become easier or harder for you?
It's honestly stupid.
What's the difference between now and then?
It's harder to meet people who have the same interests as you. Because as a woman, the older you get, the more serious you get. Yeah. But men don't match that energy.
Do you think it's because men are becoming more successful as they age and they have their pick of the litter?
No.
I think they're becoming stupider, to be honest.
Or do you think that they're just going for younger women?
I don't think it has anything to do with age.
No, I think it's that men have discovered that they don't need to try as hard to want to win a woman's heart. And it's sad because there are a lot of women out there who will settle for that, and that's fine. We won't settle for that. So if you don't bring your A game, you're just really not getting it. And by getting it, I mean like even the chance to just like take us out on a date.
Yeah.
How old are you, ladies?
30.
32.
All right. So first things first. Ladies, y'all gotta stop lying. All right. Y'all not 30 and 32. Okay? Chill out. Just chill out. Just tell us the truth. All right. But let's assume that they are telling the truth. All right. They got towards the end, and homegirl said, "You gotta bring your A game to just get it." And by get it, by the way, she cleaned that up real quick. She was like, to just take us out. All right. You got to bring your A game to just take us out. Now, I'm playing that clip because I want to play another clip that was sent to me earlier. Right? Because mind you, that she just told us, she was like, "Yo, you got to have your A game just for the honor of being able to spend your hard-earned money on me in an era where we earn the same amount of money, I'm going to need you to show me that you want me. We not done yet. We not done yet. Hold on, I got one more for y'all. We're gonna talk about it, and then I'm gonna be out of here. I'm not gonna bang on anybody tonight. This is not gonna be a bashing session. I'm gonna just say something that I think is important tonight, and I think the fellas are gonna like what I'm about to say. I really do. I really think so. All right, so I'm gonna play the second clip real quick, and I want y'all to combine these two together.
Going on my Facebook page right now. Somebody posted this meme. So it says, quick question, ladies. The first date was amazing. Conversation was incredible. The drinks were flowing and the food was exquisite. The service was phenomenal. He's paying the bill but asks you to cover the tip. How do you respond? I'm going to pay it, but that's going to be our last date. Here's why. I'm a logical thinker. I consider myself to be a pretty smart and intelligent human being. So to me, he's asking me to pay this tip and he's testing me. Don't test me, especially on a first date. We could have went somewhere free and walked up the river. We just had this conversation. We go where your pockets can afford. But you testing me on a first date, to me, says that you'll continue to test me in every category that you deem necessary in order to see what my character is instead of just getting to know me. I'm not okay with that. I'm the type of person who will pick up the whole tab after a couple of dates and or pick up the tip, whatever the case may be, but I am never doing this on a first date. Don't ask me out if you don't plan to court me properly. I'm okay. And this is not about cost. This is not about how much money he's spending on this date. This is about him testing me. Don't test me on the first date. You want to get to know me? Either wait it out to see what my character is like, or flat out ask me. Let's have grown-up conversations, but don't test me because it won't end there. But what y'all think about that? Okay, so there's a...
All right, so this is what we're going to do here. This is what we're going to discuss tonight, right? We're going to discuss what is proper dating etiquette. All right, let's have the conversation. What is proper dating etiquette? All right, so because we have two ladies here, right? The first one said, if you don't even bring your A game, don't even come. The second lady is like, yo, you testing me to pay the tip. So let's go through proper dating etiquette. And I'm gonna tell you, I'm going to say what I think an issue is with most guys, right? I think that guys treat women differently based upon how attracted they are to the woman. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and get in trouble for that. I'm gonna go ahead and get in trouble for that. I am, right? I think that's something that guys do. I'm gonna go ahead and acknowledge that my bros sometimes treats the very, very attractive women differently than the women that they find to be okay, right? They're trying to get talked into it. All right. I am going to say, gotta cut that out. Gotta cut that out. All right. Gotta treat all women the same. You do. Because the frustration always comes from expectations. All right. First thing first. Now, with that being said, fellas, I'll kick you back in a little bit. With that being said, this is a double-edged sword because sometimes men, I'm assuming that says do try to test you, but you can't assume everybody is doing that. Yeah, I agree. Here's the thing. I think some men do want to see if you're going to be compliant, right? And I can't say that men are wrong for that, right? If you can't do something small, you're definitely not going to do anything large in the future. And I definitely think ladies should understand that because ladies definitely compliance test men a lot. I think that's why they hate being tested backwards. Like the lady said, right? You got to bring your A game, right? First lady was like, yo, you got to bring your A game just to be able to take me on a date. All right. With that said, all right, let's get back to it, right? Fellas, stop doing the treat women differently to date women differently. You either interested or you're not. All right. With that being said, I think men need to be very, very okay with discussing what they're willing to do or spend on a date before you go on a date with the woman. All right. Women, I was talking to my homegirl today, one of my homegirls today, and I was like, one thing about me, if you tell me you a boss babe, I'm gonna make you show me. You tell me you got it, I'm gonna make you show me that you got it. It's okay if you don't have it, but if you say you got it, I'm gonna make you show me. And I think a lot of us are not really okay with saying like, hey, in this environment where, you know, men, women making the same amount of money, you know, things are super pricey when you go out now. I don't think there's anything wrong with saying, hey, you know, the first date, let's try to rein it in a little bit, right? I don't know you, you don't know me. Let's rein it in. Let's do something small. And I think we do need to have a dating budget and stay within your dating budget. Don't change it because she's super fine. You're going to really like here's the thing. Let's say you meet a woman and she's finer than average for you, right? And you want to take her on a date. You don't have to go and run it up, right? You know, that's not an opportunity to go run it up because you want to impress her, right? This is an opportunity to see if you're going to stay within your frame, right? You should have a budget. Let's say your budget for dating is $150 for the first date. I don't know. I really don't go out like that. But let's say it is $150, right? And you meet a woman that you're super, super attracted to. Yo, you stay within that. You don't all of a sudden say, hey, we're going to STK. Hey, we're going to Bentley's. We're going to Sullivan's. Like, no, you're like, hey, we're still going to go to the same place that we normally go to, that I normally go to. I might be a regular there. And fellas, that's the second thing. Do not be upset that you go to the same place with the same, you know, with different ladies all the time. Don't let that bother you. That's what dating looks like. Right? Dating looks like doing things that you like with different people until you find the person that you want. Feel free. And I'm going to tell you this. This is a good rule of thumb. You go out with a woman, y'all have a great first date. You want to take out for a second date? It should be, I would say it should be a third of what you spend on the first date. But let's say you want to go half, because I know some of y'all just don't like, y'all don't like being strict to save y'all lives, right? But I would say it would be a third. So if you spend $150 on the first date, second date should be $50, right? Something quick, lunch. Hey, let's go grab lunch real quick. Like let's find something to do, right? Because if she likes you, she wants to see you, right? And if she says no to the second date, then guess what? No harm, no foul. Stop showing out on these first dates. Stop doing that. Yeah, you don't really need to be fancy on the first date. Y'all might not even like each other. Like, yeah, and typically you don't. Everybody that's single right now has not liked any of the people that they've went out with, if we're being honest. Somebody didn't like somebody, because if you like one another, you be with somebody. You be in a relationship. You're not. Always do what you can afford. Absolutely. And not only that, once you get in the habit of not jumping out of your frame just because, you know, this woman is more what you want than another woman, I'm telling you, you're going to feel good about yourself. And women respect men that stay within their frame, bro. They do. If a man stays within a frame, like, yo, women respect that so much. Yep, show out, never see him again, and regret it. Absolutely. So, like, create a dating budget, right? But a lot of what you see on the dating market right now, like, young lady was like, yo, I'm not gonna leave a tip. Look, don't. I was about to curse. Don't compliance test a woman on the first date, man. Like, not on the date. If you want to compliance test a woman, it should be done way before the date, right? Like, that conversation should already be had. Like, hey, I want to go here. Let's go Dutch, right? Have that conversation beforehand, right? Don't do it at the table. And here's the thing: now, let me be clear. When I'm in a relationship, I have dated, you know, young ladies and been like, hey, we can go wherever you want, but you're gonna leave the tip, right? I dated a young lady, and I used to tell her all the time. I used to be like, yo, at any given night, I'm gonna pass you the tab. So we can go wherever you want, but some nights I'm gonna look at that tab and I'm gonna be like, it's yours. right? That's more so in a relationship. But I'm just saying, like, have what your go-to is, right? Don't go to a table and be like, hey, I want you to lead tip. Now, with that being said, I'm not really offended that he asked her to lead the tip. I'm not. And I don't think she should be offended. I think if a woman like gets offended, she don't like you, in general. And I think that's what he was trying to say at the end. Because if a woman really likes you, you think any woman would be mad if Chris Brown asked her to lead the tip? I don't care if that tip was $300. Girls would be out there saying, girl, I was out last night with Chris Brown and he asked me to lead the tip. I was happy to do so. So I do think I think a little of that was like both of them not liking each other. But with that being said, fellas, I always tell y'all, there's nothing wrong with being nice to women. There's nothing wrong with understanding how to court women. But you do have to build your frame when you go out here and date women. Look, this is a question that I've started telling guys to ask the ladies. It's like, hey, when you are dating a woman, man, it's nothing wrong with looking at that woman in her face and asking her, hey, do you see me as your leader? Right? Not do you see me as a leader? That's ambiguous. Right? She can get around that. Right? But if you're with someone, it's nothing wrong with asking a woman, do you see me as your leader? Right? That's going to tell you. That right there will tell you exactly how she feels about you. If she don't think you are a leader, then what are you there for? One of the things that I think have really ruined modern men is that a lot of us have assumed that masculinity is just being able to pay for things, right? So when our woman asks for whatever, we go and do whatever, right? And we're like, man, if I can handle whatever, that makes me a man, right? But if every time she asks you to do something, you do it, who's in charge of that relationship? If every time she asks you to do something, you can afford to do it, who is in charge of that relationship? Who's running the relationship? She's running it. So a lot of the frustration that you get is because she's running the relationship. And a lot of women do not want that. They want you to be the leader in the relationship. But you can't be a jerk and run the relationship. Being a leader isn't just telling people what to do. Being a leader is being able to see what's coming up, and before it gets there, you already are ahead of it. Mike done wrote another great sermon. Hey, I appreciate that. I appreciate that position. But that's all I really got, man. Y'all have any questions before I get out of here, man? Or anything? We're at 9:30. I told y'all until we get over 100, I'm gonna do these brief. These are gonna be quick. Once we get over 100, I'm push it to an hour, and then more we go, the more we'll speak. But I appreciate y'all piling on. Appreciate y'all that came on tonight in TikTok. I think I avoided all curse words tonight. Appreciate everybody that logged on in Instagram. That's really all I got for tonight, man. I appreciate it. I'm gonna go watch the rest of this crappy draft. See who my Heat gonna pick up tonight. But I appreciate y'all chiming in, logging in. We'll be back. Next Wednesday. I actually had a request from the ladies to do a live just for the ladies. I said no because women don't tend to listen as well as I like them to listen. I won't say they won't listen, right? But I will say for any of the ladies that come in and chime in, if y'all ever want to have a politics session with Pastor Mike Will, I'll do it. I'll tell the fellas to watch and lay off. But we'll save that one for the future. But that's all I got, man. I appreciate y'all piling in tonight. Appreciate y'all coming in on TikTok. Appreciate y'all coming in on Instagram. We'll get this YouTube up. We'll get it fancy. And, by the end of the year, we'll make it do what it do. Maybe say, here you go. We listen. But, hey, man, that's all I got tonight, man. I appreciate y'all coming in, man. I'm going to hop out of here. Holla at your boy.